everyone. Welcome to the Video Game Choo-Choo Podcast. My name is Scott, and we're here. I'm here with the menagerie of gamers. A real listicle's worth, honestly. Let's count them down. Number 3, we got Grinder Boy number 2, Solon. What's poppin'?
Hey, Scott. It's hot out. I've been having a week. I'm glad to be number 3, though. I think that out of the numbers, that one's my favorite. And so it's a perfect lineup for me.
It's pretty good. I'm happy that we're both here together on the podcast after what was an incredible showing at Funny Rave. People did not laugh at us and say we were terrible, which is what I was hoping.
My pants did not fall down, and they did not laugh at my little, it went great.
You're a little bum. You're tiny butt.
My tiny boop.
And number 2 on the list, we got Maverick. Mav, what's poppin', gamer?
Oh, not much, homie. I've just been recuperating.
That's cool. Yeah, you had COVID, it says?
I was struck
good?
with the novel coronavirus, COVID-19.
That doesn't sound very novel at all.
Yeah, But it could be worse.
Double.
It could be that motherfucker Shinzo Abe.
Get his ass, yeah.
Let's fucking go. It's been over a month, but it's still the best news ever, dude.
I mean, have any other fascists died in the last month? I don't think so.
No, but they should.
We're working. I mean, what? Yeah.
And at number 1, you know her, you love her, it's Lorelai.
Oh, yeah. And you won't believe what I've been up to.
What have you been up to, Lorelai?
I mean, have you ever experienced mowing the lawn?
I heard some rumors about that lawn mowing that was happening, but I don't see it on your list of games. And you have the most, so I want you to start us off. Tell us about
mowing
something you're playing.
Mowing a lawn isn't a game; it's a lifestyle.
Let's move on.
Okay.
We'll get to Lawn Mowing Simulator. Let's. I'm gonna hit you with the biggest one you got on this list so far. Tell me about Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Well, it looks really good. I've gotten to the point where the plot has started taking shape. So I've played about 5 minutes, and I've read about 3 hours of tutorials.
Okay, so
it's very much a Xenoblade game in that tutorials are popping up left and right, including for mechanics that they give you the tutorial for it, and then 10 minutes later, you never see that mechanic again.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
My roommate has been playing it, and I've been watching him play it on the big screen TV. And it's, I don't want to disparage these games or besmirch anyone who enjoys it. Like, I'm glad that people have these games and are able to play them, and I have fun. But it's like, I don't know what it is. Every single time I see one of these games, my body just 100% rejects it, and I can't really explain it.
I mean, I love them, but
I'm genuinely glad people love these games.
It takes a lot to get through them because they all have the exact same issues with over tutorializing 9,000 systems, most of which aren't important at all. It's like, I mean, this one literally tutorializes a system and then gets rid of that system 5 minutes later.
Yeah, that is it's very funny because it seems like it's going to be a very major part of this game going forward, considering the themes and the mechanics that it's going for. And then it just scraps it entirely.
It's just nope.
It's a brand new system, too. It has mechanical implications that it just completely, avoids. I figure maybe later in the game it'll pop up again or something,
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, by then I'm going to need another tutorial because it'll be 400 hours later and I'll forgotten it existed.
Yeah, the mechanic is I haven't played it. I only really know from watching Stu play. But it's a mechanic where you are on the side of a war effort, and you essentially need to make sure a war meter is filled up. Because if it gets too low or something, the battles will become increasingly more difficult. So you have to constantly be going from battle to make sure you're like killing stuff in order to keep it full and tapped off. Is that right?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then it's just fucking gone.
Yeah, and then for narrative reasons, which if you watched any of the trailers on this game, you pretty much know the exact plot already.
I love this idea that
it just disappears.
From you guys explaining this, it makes it sound like they explained the war machine mechanic and how to win the tides of war, and then the characters look around and be like, "Oh, but there's not a war happening, so that's just a." Why would there ever be a war happening?
There's absolutely a war happening. You're running around. You're killing all the people in white. You're just killing the white people.
Finally, making someone's them dead doing it
to fill up your eye meter, and then the mechanic's just gone.
No, it seems cool. I like the things I've heard about it so far are pretty neat. I don't know if this is spoilers because it's like opening hours of the game, really, but opening hours is like 10 hours or something. It's a big RPG. There's a lot going on. You start as a group of characters that are very mechanically similar to the characters in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And then eventually you transition to another party of characters that are way more similar to the characters from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And then eventually those parties come together and you're mixing those mechanics up like as you play. And that like conceptually seems really, really neat.
Yeah.
Like they have a bunch of pretty unique ideas. Like I just saw a new mechanic, which is one that they had before called chain attacks.
Yeah.
But they have like completely redone it. So now it's like, it just changes the battle from like this weird MMO-ish like active combat thing to more of a turn-based combat thing where you're deciding which person is going to attack next and you like do it in a big chain, which is cool. Like I think it's really cool to be shifting up those mechanics like that.
And now you don't have to have a weird gotcha system to do the chain shifting.
You don't have to, hopefully.
Unless they add the gotcha system halfway through the game.
I doubt they're going to do that. It doesn't seem like those like weapons and stuff still exist in the same way.
Oh, God.
But it would be funny if you did have to pull for Cosmos again. Bring her back.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's a solid playing game. I mostly have been controlling the healer because the AI is fucking terrible, and it's just like, you know, she has this the ability of she can drop a circle on the ground that gives you damage up, and she can drop a circle on the ground that gives you a regen if you're standing in it.
Mm-hmm.
The AI is really fucking bad at dropping those circles. It is like, hey, I'm going to drop this thing like 10 feet away from the enemy you're attacking, so good luck actually hitting it with that damage boost. It's like, oh, boy. But the fact that she's actually fun to play as makes it like, okay, I'm going to control the healer character because otherwise it just makes the game 10 times harder.
Yeah, it seems like based on the way this game plays to how a control is like that I could totally see just playing as the healer and that being way more interesting strategically than playing as any DPS character, because it's a lot like an MMO. You're pretty much just doing your rotation.
Yeah, and there is the thing, like it feels like the AI has gotten worse. Like, I didn't have huge issues with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Torna's AI. I didn't have, it wasn't the best, but it was better than Xenoblade Chronicles 1, which, certain characters the AI was just fucking terrible with. So you'd either only have them in the party when you were controlling them, or just never have them in the party because it was actively a detriment because the AI was so bad. that wasn't so much an issue with 2. In 3, it feels like that problem is back a little bit, which kind of sucks. But also, hey, I like playing as that character, so... And the character switching in battle and outside of battle is super quick, so you can just shift over real quick, make sure that DPS puddle is dropped in the right spot, and then shift back to your DPS. So it's like, once I fully get my head around all the systems, I'm sure I will like it. But it definitely seems to have the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 AI problems.
Sure. Yeah, and who knows how that stuff is constructed. It seems like the kind of thing where the more you progress and the more systems unlock. Because so far, it seems like they've just added system on system on system that eventually it'll get to the point where you're doing so much stuff at once that you're not even thinking about these problems anymore.
Yeah. That's always the case with these games. But, I'm looking forward to actually digging in a lot more and being able to say a lot more about it the next time I'm on, because
sure,
I'm 3 hours in, whereas it took 2 hours for the game to really get started.
All right, cool. Thank you for the Xenoblade Chronicles update. Well, I look forward to hearing more about it. And now let's rein it back in. Solon,
hey,
tell me about mowing lawns.
Look, last week I talked about how my neighbors were lawn perverts. I kind of opened up a little bit about that. And fast forward to literally the day after I recorded that podcast, the Humble Bundle gave me the lawn mowing simulator.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that's got to be pretty good, right? They've got one job. They got to do it right. I was not only disappointed, I was disappointed in my lawn mowing simulator in the weirdest way.
Wow.
You know how Xenoblade Chronicles didn't get started until 3 hours in? So I spent 8 hours binging Lawnmower Simulator. And I can tell you the early game of that game is pretty good. It's solid. Does what you want it to. You mow a lawn. The mid game is where you run into problems, and the problems that were inherent in Lawn Mowing Simulator, it being cheap and looking like shit, couldn't compensate for just how bad and dire things got. The progression system basically fell apart at that point. There's this whole idea where you mow a lawn, they give you money for the job, and you can use that money to buy, tech to use in the future jobs. But lawnmowers are expensive. That's kind of half of their whole thing. One thing is they mow lawns. The other thing is they're fucking expensive. And so you have to get employees to help you mow more lawns so you can get more money. So it's a simulator on the business sense. They kind of, push you into that. And so in the mid game, you start to see some of the cracks where you realize the only ways to get new properties, to get more mowers, to get more employees, you have to take out extraordinary loans that put you in debt, which then can knock you out of this whole thing. That's a small crack. You're okay, this doesn't, the math doesn't quite work right on this, but that is what it is. The late game of Lawnmower Simulator, about 8 hours in, is when those cracks leave way to gaping holes when you find out the game just doesn't let you hire more than 2 employees. So you can house up to 6. Insane. You can house up to 6. You can get lawnmowers. You can buy a ton of lawnmowers, but you can only use 3 at any one time.
That's not a sustainable business.
It doesn't. No, I took out a loan for $50,000 and then was oh crap, I'm not gonna be able to pay this back. The game won't let me. But I managed to pick up an achievement for tanking your business. If you bankrupt, they'll give you an extra $5,000. And that $5,000 kicked in for the achievement that said, hey, your business failed, but then you saved it. You got back in the positive numbers.
Yeah, cool.
Which is only funny because the game made me do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I I went deep in this game, and I'm going to tell you, the most fun that I had, legitimate, genuine fun, was the empty rectangle gnome level, where they just put a giant
I'm listening.
pool in the middle of the lawn. It's a square-shaped pool that's helmed with a giant golden gnome on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanically speaking, this is the lawn that, like, the early game pays you the most and gives you the most reputation. This is supposed to be like a rich person's little garden or something. But it's the only one that doesn't have anything in the way. The obstacles are, like, really sensible. There's just a couple trees planted in the middle that you go around, and there's small trees. It's supposed to be, like, mechanically speaking, this is a bonus level. It is a gnome-themed bonus level in Lawn Mowing Simulator, and that's the job I took every time I could get that job, because as I found the lawn pervert in me that said, yes, keep going in circles. Yes, keep going in circles.
I mean, that's the thing when it comes to, getting in a groove with mowing a lawn, is you're going to be mowing the same lawn over and over again.
That's what I wanted.
And
I secretly wanted that. So I found a new part of me. Also, don't play that game. The first 3 mowing, the basic mowers you get, they work. Anything after that, because of how the lawnmowers are supposed to scale up in, speed and turning radius and stuff like that, the controls are too sensitive and they break immediately.
So, Jesus.
Instead of getting a new mower, this will be better than the last one, you get a machine that doesn't run underneath you. It's like having
what kind of mowers are we talking here? Do you get just do you get a standard push mower? Do you get a completely unmotorized mower?
Wish
from the 1950s.
I was hoping I could
challenge mower,
put in a code and get in Crazy Taxi where you put in the code for the pedal bike and the pedal bike has better stats than cars do. I was hoping something like that would happen, but no, these are all industry style, business mowers, which was what I was wanting. The problem is there's no John Deere. There's none of the, I needed that brand synergy.
Yeah, they
wasn't
can't do
there.
the brands. No, that's not going to happen.
There's a couple of brands, and they're just the mediocre brands of mowers. These aren't the special ones. Biggest shame? No push mower. Which would just be fun, which is nice. No,
that seems like the early game. It's so easy to put this together. It's you start with just a standard motorized push mower, and that's where and then eventually you ride up to a seated motor.
Exactly.
And it's that's so, it's so clear in my mind's eye. Right? I don't know how they haven't done this. Maybe they think the power fantasy is you want to get into one of those seated mowers immediately. That's what people really want.
Now,
or it could just be a vehicle thing. Vehicles are already pre-programmed in Unity. You can just plop one in, or Unreal Engine.
Yeah, it feels like one of those kinds of things where they just plopped in things from Unreal.
So you wouldn't say it's necessarily because. Here's the thing, the pinnacle of these, I think nowadays, Power Wash Simulator. There is so much care to make it feel what if you had a power washer? Do you feel like a lawnmower simulator does what it can to really just make it feel oh damn, here I am on the mower?
No, it actively works against that. It wants you to feel like a little tiny man who can't keep their business together and is failing to fight the most customizable part of Mother Nature. You are failing against the war.
So this is something like a pathological, this is a disempowerment simulator. It wants you to recognize failure. That's actually pretty interesting. I think we should take a look into this.
Now, I wouldn't go that far either. Because
You're not saying this is a high art game?
The way that they do this, here's where I fell into the late game and realized that I was in a bad spot. I got a job that was to mow a public park for the city. And the city wants this done really well, and they want it done right. And I get that. Now, what the game says when you get this mission is they want you to mow 99% of the entire lawn. I spent what should have been a 30-minute job. I spent 70 minutes trying to find the 1 pixel of grass that I didn't get. That was right on the inside of one of the flower beds, where if you mow the flower bed, you lose money. And if you don't go up to the edge of this, then you don't finish the job. And so I had to make a choice between the flowers for the city park and the edge of the lawn. I lost a lot of money on that job.
I'm so sorry.
I killed most of the flower beds because I just didn't have a choice.
You gotta go slow if you're ever going up. If you're ever going up to any kind of flower
beds.
As someone who used to mow lawns for a city, this game sounds like a fucking nightmare.
It was one of those things where the flower, the hitbox of the flower was over the grass blade, the single sole grass blade that I needed, and I had.
This is so sad.
I had to make the choice. There is no standing mowers. You know those cool like mowers where it looks like the guy's surfing on it when they're riding it?
I've never seen this.
You've never
seen me a picture.
They kind of ruled.
You stand
I
on
want to see this.
You stand on the wings of the mower and you lean left and right to turn.
All right.
I don't think I've seen this one. Like my dad runs a landscaping company, is involved with landscaping, and so I've throughout my life seen like the coming and going of lawn-based care and material. And I can't say I've seen a standing mower.
Let me see if I can get a screenshot of this. Yeah, here we go. I've got a basic model. Basic model is here. This does not necessarily have to be your industrial size mower, but this is for like a big lawn. But you can still have this be like personal use. I'm trying to find the sick, nasty.
Wait, is he standing on something or is he standing on the lawn?
He's standing on the back of the mower.
What?
It's kind of like a shopping cart.
It doesn't look like it at all. Wait, you mean like when you just like when you stick your feet up on the back of the shopping cart so you can like skid along? Yeah. But you don't have enough weight, so you fall backwards and just land on your ass.
Weep. Yep, exactly.
I might have seen one of these.
You're usually leaning forward against that pad because it feels all comfy and whatnot. Yeah, those things suck. Those things are the fucking worst. I hate them.
Get a sit mower.
I don't know. I'm looking into a deeper part of YouTube.
The truth about stand-on mowers.
This YouTube is advertising unbiased reviews of stand-on mowers. Like, mower people are serious. This is the thing that I learned when I was 7 hours into like my evening playing this game, and I was asking myself, why am I doing this? Why do I what's the compulsion that has drawn me towards this game despite my obvious hatred for mowing the lawn? Fuck grass. I don't like that stuff. But the equipment used to mow a lawn is fascinating. And I remembered that my grandfather, he built and constructed lawnmowers. My father, he was helping with lawnmower repairs with my entire extended family because lawn mowing's in my blood. I have lawnmower blood.
Just unlocked a deep part of your, a deep locked away part of your psyche that you didn't know existed. Jesus. And it was the part that's specifically for mowing lawns.
Yeah.
I went dad mode.
The will of dad.
Who would have thought after last week's, Solon, that you would reveal yourself as a lawn pervert?
Now, hold on!
A digital lawn pervert.
Thank you. A VR chat digital lawn pervert. Because
Rule 34
kill
of
your
lawn
grass.
mowing.
What? Now that can't exist. You can't have a Rule 34 of lawn mowing. That's not a...
okay, well,
I need to go...
Okay.
Yeah, let's move on from here. Now I'm thinking of something different.
Rule 34 lawnmower. Oh boy, that exists.
Yep.
Well, what do you expect? What is the rule? What is the rule?
It is a rule. It's not like it's a theory or something.
It's not, on the chance. It's not on like whether or not there's enough of a fandom for it. If it exists, there's porn of it. This one is just
a lady being banged from behind by a standing mower.
Yeah.
How does that work?
very carefully.
All right. Enough of this. Lorelai, can you please make the image for this episode "Truth About Stand-On Lawnmowers"?
So I was gonna immediately do that as soon as you posted it.
Thank you.
I'll find a better resolution one.
Mav.
Yeah.
Can you get sleepy with me?
Sure.
Wow.
So when you really have to come down to it, a nightshirt is one of the best ways that you can really get into your sleep zone. And the nightcap that accompanies that also does a lot of work in just making sure that you have a lot of comfort, you're still retaining some body heat. There's a lot that goes into sleep time.
Okay, but what about a sleeping dog?
Oh, sleeping dogs? It's good. It's great.
Yeah.
I have never played sleeping dogs before.
Nice.
As I often say, that period of time between like just that generation of like consoles of 360, PS3 into the early PS4, Xbox One stuff, never touched it. And so this is a chance, like every now and again something comes up and I'm like, oh, I'm glad that this at least has a PC port because I can just like catch up on something. Sleeping Dogs is one of those where I also do not play as many of the just the open world sandbox GTA style of game. Like one of my favorites is still just Simpsons Hit and Run because I remember getting up to like the last mission in that. And then alongside that, like Watch Dogs 2, because they did play that one. Everything else is just up in the air. But Sleeping Dogs so far has been such a fun experience. I mean, for one thing, I actually care about the story.
Yes.
I think
it's a very good story.
So far, like, I'm very interested in the way that Wei Shen is portrayed as a character. The fact that, you know, yes, this is a you see a badge, it's on-site ACAB. There's still enough awareness of like, all right, you know, you are still having to be law enforcement, but at the same time, you as an undercover cop, as someone that is actively like retreading history, and they make a good job of pointing it back, like, hey, you know, Wei Shen, formerly from Hong Kong, spent some time in California, then came back for this undercover hit, is so deeply involved with the work of the Red Poles, the Sun On Yi. There we go. Because of the fact that, like, oh, more or less, Sun On Yi's drug trafficking, like, took his sister. It's part of the reason why he had to go away. Like, there's so many things where it does a good job of showing the way everything can become connected, even if it's not, like, discernible from face value. And I just got to a very major point in the story where now it seems like, you know, I just got after the wedding. Very, like, definitely, like, it's good when a story, like, has beats that you can tell. But just because of the way that it's told, I was so just like, oh, shit. Didn't know that we were going here.
Yeah, like, a lot of it feels like, I don't want to say predictable, but it's like, it's very much playing in a lot of, like, cop detective movie tropes. But it is a game that also mechanically tries to reckon with the fact that, like, you are playing as a police officer, an undercover police officer who is, like, working with an illegal triad. You have the ability to bend the rules in ways that other people don't. And like, you're trying to lead this dual life, and it does it, like it, obviously that's a very important part of the narrative, but it manages to very successfully tell that story and that tension through its mechanics. And I think that's what's really interesting about Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, just there's a good way of marrying those mechanics, and also in a way where it's like, you know, you have in almost every mission, you have your cop aspect, your cop experience, and you have your triad experience. It's a good way to be like, you know, do what you have to make sure that, like, you're still believable, on the scale of the triads. Try and be a goody two-shoes if you can, but it's also just like when the chips are down to you, you're just like, fuck it, I gotta catch this guy, and you just let that experience drain. It's like, it's fine, whatever.
It's a GTA like. You can do all the things you do in GTA in it, but it's like it's that recontextualization of you are still someone trying to stay an upstanding citizen that makes doing things like following traffic laws or like not just running up and punching people just because feel way more they feel like way more substantive things than just like, idly doing random shit in GTA.
Exactly. It just feels very like, I don't know, having a purpose, even if it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go find some collectibles so I can go learn some new moves. Even just like, going through new races and stuff. There's so much stuff to play around with that it does feel very immersive, and especially in a way where no one ever chooses Hong Kong to build a city over.
Yes, and it's like it's so interesting in the way it structures that stuff because like you're doing a lot of fist fighting, which is the fist fighting in this game kicks so much ass. I love the combat, but also there are guns in the game, but because like they're like much stricter gun laws in China, they're like nowhere near as plentiful as they are in like GTA. So like they do such a good job of busting them out when they need to. Some of the perks are really they really encourage you to not like they really want you to like play this game in way more interesting ways, which is neat. Like one of the perks I really loved was anytime you got out of a car, anytime you were driving in a car, I think it was like any of your cars that you ordered, you could walk up to the trunk and open it, and there would just be a tire iron there that you could pick up and use as a weapon. And it's like, it just creates this like mechanical moment every time you're pulling up to an encounter that you're gonna have to do some fighting in. You get out of the car, walk up to your trunk, and pull out your weapon, and it's such a cool fucking feeling to do that shit.
Yeah, like, oh god, it. And also, yeah, like ultimately, like the big thing that matters is just like, do people respect you? It doesn't matter if the cops care about you or not, but like, can people turn to you and be like, hey, that's fucking Wei Shen?
Yeah, it treads the line of like what it means to be a cop while also like, not necessarily being propaganda. Like it tries to present
it is never painted in a positive light. Every like aspect of it is definitely just like, hey, time to go abuse your power.
Yeah, like the big tension of this game is Wei Shen gonna join the triad and just like completely drop being a like undercover cop entirely? And it's like you can feel that tension just in the way you play the game.
Yeah, from where I see it, it definitely feels like it never, or what am I gonna say? Not that it never gets there. More so, it doesn't feel like there is at least enough like even handing of the situation where it's like, he's not immediately disobeying.
It doesn't
orders.
present one as like obviously good and obviously bad. It presents them as like both sides of the same coin.
Yeah, just realizing the fact that, the reason that he is in the Force is as much of like the same reason why he's even bothering to like talk to Dog Eyes again. Yeah, time and time again they bring it up. You are too connected to this case, and it's just like all. I don't know. It's just very enjoyable. The last thing I remember doing was just like I was looking up the radio stations because I'm like, all right, let me see what these playlists are like, because it's definitely a different path from like your standard like set of radio songs. And then eventually I get to the metal station. I managed to get it while it's on Kill Switch Engage, My Curse, and I'm just doing wheelies on my motorcycle.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, those little moments really, every time I hear people talk about Sleeping Dogs, it really feels like a game of all time.
It is. Like,
it really is.
In my opinion, one of the best games like those. Like, it's one of the best GTA likes. I love that, like, we had in the Chooch Discord, like a very critical reevaluation of it. Like everyone in the chat was pretty much just going, you know what, I think I'm going to play Sleeping Dogs again. And then the next person's like, you know what, I think I'm going to play Sleeping Dogs again. And everyone is so into just playing Sleeping Dogs right now. And that's dope. I'll play Sleeping Dogs again. Sleeping Dogs rocks.
That game ruled. Like the fact that it's like a sequel to two of the worst GTA likes is wild to me.
Yeah, like, it's a great game. Do you have any more Sleeping Dogs thoughts, Maverick?
I'm trying to think. The clothing options are fine. I
think I remember just wearing like a suit most of the time.
Yeah, the suits are fine. I like the other option. Like right now, I think I'm rocking like a red jacket with like some jeans. It's very nice. I'm expecting the other shoe to drop about now that we have seen just like mass commotion and hysteria within the Sonani. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop of who's the rat, who's the traitor, who's selling me up the river to Dog Eyes, and gonna go from there.
Yeah, I think you will. I think you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Scott, if you've got more time now to play Sleeping Dog, because you just finished a big job, didn't you?
You don't got to direct me.
Come on, you won. You're a winner now.
I was actually gonna throw back to Lorelai because she's got the most stuff, and then I was gonna talk about it. But that's fine. No. I'll do it.
I can't wait anymore. I'm just so excited for you. You killed it, man.
On stream, if you've been following for the past week, I've been attempting the most difficult challenge in Inscription. It is called Skullstorm. You play through a run of Casey's mod with every single challenge at the same time. And all of the challenges, there are a bunch of challenges in that game that are just like, okay, I'm doing this run once and then never doing it again because it's going to be bullshit. So having to do all of them at the same time is miserable, murderous, and horrifying.
While you were doing this run, and half the people that would come into chat if they knew Inscription, they'd be like, wow, I can't even do this with one of these special options in. This whole mode is chaotic and tough, frustrating, annoying, mean.
The whole thing about Casey's mod is, like, in order to get to the next part of it, you need to do a certain amount of challenges at the same time, and you can pick which ones you want to do. So you're choosing on and off. I want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. And that's what makes it cool and really pushes it forward. It helps give it like really good single player momentum. And then eventually you get to the point where once you've done everything, there's only really one thing left to do. Like, you've already literally you've seen credits at this point. There's only one thing you can do. It's do all of them at the same time. It's horrifying. I had my playtime here a second ago. Where did it go?
Yeah, what's the final conclusion? You finished the whole thing in how long?
So my total playtime in Inscription is 82 hours. 82.7 hours. I streamed it for about 19 hours.
Yeah.
So
yep.
About
not that unreasonable.
About a third of my total playtime of all of Inscription was just getting this one achievement.
God.
No, it was miserable. It was torturous. I'm glad people stopped in and watched. It was really great. I learned a lot about Inscription. I learned a lot about myself. I like, in between sessions, I had like gone and just started looking things up. Like, there are people who are like, hey, here's how you win Skullstorm, and their strategy is like, you just gotta be lucky. Like,
yep.
you gotta really make sure you're focusing in this one direction. If you don't, you're gonna have a miserable time, and you can't really guarantee winning, and you just gotta keep at it. Eventually, you'll get it. It's really something. My strategy revolved around using the Bones deck, which has the card Dire Wolf Pup in it. And the Dire Wolf Pup is a 2 sacrifice 1/1. It's, on its face, it doesn't seem super great. But then it evolved. After one turn, it'll evolve into a Dire Wolf. And the Dire Wolf is a 2/5 that can attack twice in front of itself. So what you need to do is you need to get to the campfire event twice. The campfire, both times you go, the campfire needs to be for power and not for health. And the thing about the campfire event is when you put it down, you'll get 1 power guaranteed. You can go for a second power, but they might destroy the card. So it's a huge gamble. You need to do that twice. You need to risk getting your card killed twice in a row if you can get both of those events. And then you will get a card that is guaranteed to make it through the thing that is probably the hardest part about Skullstorm, which is the Bears run. The Bears. There are bears. One of the challenges is the second phase of every boss fight is replaced by a wave of 4-6 bears that are that just fill the entire board. So.
Well, here's my question, actually. I'm raising my hand.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a 4-6 bear?
I think the Grizzlies in Magic the Gathering are actually weaker.
Well, I'm just wondering if there's
like a 3/2 or something.
Is there a height requirement as well to the bear protocol? Is what I'm asking.
I think most. Listen, these bears are short kings, and I respect them.
Of course,
I
definitely respect it. I'm just curious, is all. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm trying to. I'm acclimating to terminology that is not my own.
Of course. Yeah, no. This is the common grizzly bear that is in this game, and it's just a board full of them. So you need to come up with a strategy that will somehow either get rid of or defend against them while you're doing damage. Because if you don't do damage, then you're dead. Like, you're just not going to survive. So when you do the campfire event twice and you risk losing it and it doesn't die, and you get yourself a 5/1 Dire Wolf Pup, it eventually evolves into a 6/5. And the Grizzlies have 6 health. So, fundamentally, what you are doing is you are playing a card, and that card is going to attack a grizzly once. It's going to kill it, and then it's going to attack directly to the opponent, which is going to do all of their health and damage. And that is how you survive grizzly phase. And you need to do that 3 times in a row before the final boss. And the final boss is a different final boss from the actual final boss of the game. And it is harder. Actually, I don't really know if it's harder, but I think it's way easier to fail at. Because it's a way more generous boss. That you fight a pirate. It kicks ass. It's a great boss fight, but they're very generous about giving you resources during that fight. Like, in between the first and second phase, they just give you a bunch of cards. And then in the third and final phase, it will give you fill your board up with 2 1s that will die at the end of the turn, but you can at least use them to sacrifice for other stuff. So it's very cognizant about the fact that what it wants you to do is very difficult, and it's trying to help you be more sustainable in a way. But I feel like it's maybe balanced in the play. It's balanced in favor of the player a little more than it should be. But also, it's just a fun boss fight, so that's what matters. I did get very close to losing that fight because I was very sure I didn't have enough monsters to keep doing damage, but I managed to just barely make it out of there, and that's what matters. And then I got the achievement, which currently is sitting at 0.8% of players have this achievement.
Wow.
So, yeah, happy about that. Really great experience. On top of that, I've also been trying to get into some more games. I've been trying to jump back into Pathologic 2. I played a day of it as an in-game day, And then by the end of that day, I was thirsty, hungry, exhausted, and I had the plague. So I was just like, I don't think I did this day super well. And I just closed the game. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know how I'm going to go back and fix that. But I'll try some other time.
What a perfectly no good, super awful day.
It did not go great for the hardest specs. But yeah, that game still kicks ass. I got past the point that I was stuck at before, which is a really miserable part where I need to help my friend. My friend is about to get beat to shit by 3 dudes. And I could just leave him there. I could kill the dudes, but the thing that is like sort of the good ending of that is I need to aggro the dudes, draw them away, and then hopefully they will it will proc that my friend has run away. But also this is a very janky game, and half of the times I did that, it just didn't register. Like it just the like thing that shows up that says your friend disappeared is super inconsistent for some reason, and I don't know why. There are times where it would immediately show up, and then there are times where it just wouldn't show up at all. So I had to keep doing that part over and over again. I couldn't die, because if I died, that would add to my death counter, and if you add to your death counter, things get worse in the world, and I don't want that to happen. And also you're just getting beat to shit by 3 dudes at once. So it's miserable. I did that like a million times over and over again until I finally got a run where it did trigger. He did get away, and the 3 dudes did not beat me up very much at all. I still had plenty of health. So that worked out in my favor. It just took way too long. And then after that, I feel like I was a little... I did explore... I did do my day. I feel like I did a pretty good job for the most part up until the end where everything went horribly wrong. So when I go back into it, I know I'm gonna pick apart earlier in the day and start playing again there and see how that goes. But we'll see. I have something I wanted to do on stream, which is an honest run of P2 where I'm not save scumming. I am just 100% going from place to place, day to day, taking all the deaths that I take, and seeing how far I can really, really get in that game.
Wait,
before I just kind of soft lock it,
You just finished explaining how sometimes Pathology 2 just straight up doesn't work, and that's beyond your control, and you want to get an honest run of it also?
Mm-hmm.
This is sounding like Inscription again.
It would be miserable, but I think it would be fun. I think it would be more fun.
Yes. More fun and more miserable. Just more Scott.
Yeah. And then other than that, I've gotten up to Chapter 2 of Norco, which is a game I'm going to try and play more of. Seems good. I'm liking it so far. I don't really understand the comparisons to like Disco Elysium and Kentucky Route Zero that much. Like, it has the same kind of themes as Kentucky Route Zero, but the presentation, aside from them both being narrative games, is like completely different.
Well, you see, they have words, and when games have words, that's Disco Elysium.
It's true. But yeah, that's everything I've been playing. Lorelai, you still got a pretty big list here. I want to hear about Live Alive? Live Alive?
Yo, Live Alive. Yeah. It's the best remake of a classic I've ever played because it's just Live Alive.
Mm-hmm.
Updated with the HD 2D thing that normally I'm not big on, but Live Alive
not a huge fan of that here.
Live Alive captures Live Alive perfectly.
That's good.
Where it just feels like I'm playing a slightly up-resed Super Nintendo game instead of like a weird, fake, we're ashamed of pixel art kind of thing. Like some of these games feel like they're ashamed of being pixel art. Whereas this is, it's just Live Alive.
The presentation format, the whole idea of the it's Octopath Traveler. The idea of the Octopath design is that it's not supposed to be like ashamed of being an SNES game. It's supposed to be what if an SNES game was played in a Shadowbox diorama? That's literally it. Yeah. It's just supposed to look like a Shadowbox diorama, but that you can play, which is cute and probably works a lot better for Live Alive. I would assume it works a lot better because that is a very production heavy, like stuff's happening and set pieces are flying everywhere. And so there's a lot more to show. Whereas the Octopath just didn't have a lot to show. It wasn't all flashy and showy and cool.
It's an absolutely gorgeous game. It's brisk. All the stories that you go through are, a couple of them are a little longer, 3 to 4 hours, but some of them are like the modern era is just like, it's like you go through your Street Fighter fights. It's literally just 6 bosses and then a final boss, like boss rush with no fights in between. And it's just like, that one takes like 20 minutes. And it's kind of nice. Like, all of them are different things. The future, like the far future story, has almost no combat. And just, like, it's like 7 different small games that eventually just combine into one big game in, like, your final 2 stories where you can pick your party and whatnot. God, it's such a phenomenal game, and it was like one of those games that I loved back in high school when I downloaded it on my 28K dial-up for my emulator. I got to listen to all the beeps and boops and screeching so that I could play that old classic SNES game with a fan translation. It's just like having access to that and having it be that game that I loved is the coolest part about it. Is it doesn't feel like something new. If you've played Live Alive, you're playing Live Alive, but there's some voice acting. And it's really good. God, it's such an amazing game. Like, I love that shitty little caveman.
Nice. Any other Live Alive thoughts?
Honestly, I just absolutely recommend that game to anyone. If you,
it looks cool. I've been a little rough on RPGs lately. I'm thinking about just like picking up an old Final Fantasy and just like playing it again or something. But I could totally see myself jumping into that too.
Yeah, Live Alive is a good, like, if you want to do all the extra stuff, like all the extra super bosses that are in there, or like the Edo period story has like a ton of different ways you can play through it. You could do a no-kill run. You could go, hey, I'm going to kill all fucking 100 dudes. It's like really cool. That unlocks different items, accessories you can equip, and just like really cool super bosses that are incredibly fun to fight with the way the battle system is built out. I super recommend it for anyone.
I've been thinking about just like picking up Final Fantasy X-2 again, or not X-2, 10, but probably X-2 after that. And I was like, I could play it on PC and maybe like install some mods or something just to make it more fun. And the thing I noticed is that Nexus Mods seems to have a bunch of goth versions of characters as mods.
Yeah.
Like I just posted Goth Yuna in the chat.
Hey, that's Goth Yuna.
Let me grab Goth Tidus. It's really good.
Yes, I want Goth Tidus. Does he have the big, good eyebrows?
That's Axel.
I don't know. I might use that as the head. I might put him on the standing mower.
You should put Tidus's head on the mower guy. Yeah. There's a lot of these. Looks really funny. Hold on.
So Goth Lulu, I would assume, just looks the same.
They don't have Goth Lulu in this.
Didn't
pack,
need to. Of course
probably,
not.
Yeah. They have a Goth Waka, but it's like it's not that crazy. They just like instead of yellow, it's like dark orange. So it just kind of looks like a slight recolor. It's very weird. This is a good Goth Riku. This is a different mod. Hold on, check this out.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say they were putting Goth Riku into 10. Yes.
God.
All right. with
There she is.
frilled plaid short shorts is
The full gothic
incredible
version.
option.
Oh, right. I saw this goth Tidus outfit too, which fucking kicks ass. Like, I genuinely might actually install this one. It just, like, made his outfit totally black. Like, look at this. This is fucking rocks.
Oh, it looks really
It's
good.
not a phase, Dad.
He's screaming at Jack. Does that say New York on the front? What is...
Does it?
It looks like that white print that you get from, like, Yankees
It fucking look like
jerseys.
Hey, Dad, I'm walking here.
I just want to get, like, the face texture of him with the with the little triangles with the totally black outfit. I wonder if I could pair them together.
We've really
Anyways.
seen an advancement in the modding capabilities of the Final Fantasy X community.
Well, we'll get to mods, so don't worry. We're like an hour and we gotta move.
That's what I'm saying.
Laurel-
You know, if we're talking about some big...
I don't want to jump over anyone else's stuff. Lorelei, Rogue Legacy 2. Tell me about it.
Great fucking game. Like, so much. Like, Rogue Legacy 1, I really liked at first, but then it just, like, burned out fast.
Yeah.
Whereas this time around, with, like, all the different added classes that they have, and each one of those has an advanced class, that you can just switch to, like, once you unlock it, you can just switch between the two by hitting up and down. Fantastic game. Like, plays so much better than the original. Like, having a character with just a fucking pistol that shoots auto fire that you can aim, like, it is... Boy, it's a drastic improvement over that first one, like, to the point where I haven't gotten bored with it yet, and I've been playing it for a while. Would definitely, like, hey, they actually nailed it.
Nice. That's good to know. Like, one of the things I remember, like, people really not liking about Rogue Legacy is the fact that, like, it uses very real names for, like, disorders and stuff. And I don't know if that's still an issue in Rogue Legacy 2.
It still does some of that, but the way they phrase it is a little less. And they patched the original to get rid of a lot of that stuff too.
That's good.
Whereas, like,
'cause I can understand enjoying it from, like, a clinical standpoint, like, just very abruptly saying this person has this problem, but then it becomes a mechanical thing, and it's like, it's sort of a weird representation.
And there's still a bit of that. Like, I forget what it's called, but it's like, I forget which one it is, but it's, it's like, I think it's neurotic, where it, like, the thing is, it's not neurotic if you're right, and every time you open a chest, a bomb comes out with the money.
Jesus.
And things like that. But it's mechanically so much more interesting, and they definitely, like, took the stuff into account, where it's a little less, like, yeah, you've got your colorblind, but there are multiple kinds of colorblindness now, which is actually kind of interesting, and you could just turn off a bunch of that stuff if, like, say you're colorblind and you don't want to deal with that. You just make every colorblind thing go black and white. And it's I don't know, I like it a lot more than that first one.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
What is going on in Final Fantasy XIV LunarCon?
Yo, it's LunarCon weekend. Final Fantasy XIV's fan-run in-game convention, which I have to give a shout-out to. I talked about it last year a little bit when it happened. This year is so much bigger. Sky, you would be really happy. I got to use your favorite GIF emote. Because
which one is that?
Because the gnomes just had a really killer round in the PvP tournament. So thank Gnome, it's Friday,
that's
baby.
Good for them. So good for them.
But I mean, it's, there's so many.
That's not my favorite. It is my favorite in the Chooch Discord. My favorite one is the one of Larry David just kind of, like, awkwardly nodding his head and then, like, shaking it and then, like, not, like, You know what? We just have gift search here. Hold on.
No.
Larry, David.
Stop it.
It's this one. That's the one. That's my favorite gift.
Yes. But no, it's like so much bigger this year now that they've learned how to run it. They've got 2 Discords. I mean, not Discords, but 2 extra Twitch channels with panels going on at any one time, whether it's on, raid mentality or how to write good fan fiction with your characters, or, anything you can think of. How to do good in-game photography has channels, has
neat
panels, and they're doing meet and greets with like Twitch streamers where people are waiting in long ass lines that are organized lines just to be able to take a photo and chat in game with somebody they know through like Twitch or raiding or whatever. And it's just like this really cool thing that having it getting bigger is like the thing that, because of Final Fantasy XIV's fucked up housing system, which sucks, also is incredible because it's the only game where you could do something like this because of all the like housing areas being big public areas that have their own, stuff associated with them rather than being so instanced.
You could have a bunch of them all like lined up next to each other and they have their own booths and stuff.
Yeah. Like
cool.
It's like literally people have booths. There's an artist alley, which people are doing gangbusters because and it just like rules that it's something the community came up with because all the official Final Fantasy XIV events were canceled because of COVID. So people were just like, well, let's just do our own thing. And now with data center travel, anyone can come rather than it being limited on one server. So it's just 10 times bigger this year, to the point where I showed up to a dance party just listening to one of my friends who's a DJ playing good 80s Japanese pop. Like, just sitting there, had that on in the background while I played other games, just vibing and having fun. And it's like,
it kicks ass.
It's such a cool thing that you can only do in this game.
Yeah.
Because of how fucked up the housing system is.
Yeah. It rocks when like big online communities can come up with really unique stuff like this.
And it's funny because there are literally so many people there that they spawn into and out of existence constantly because the game can't load that many characters.
Nice.
It's such a cool thing. Nice. That's all for gaming for me this week.
Cool. Let us move on to news. Let's go with some quick hits. First up we got Roblox has dropped the sound effect. Can anyone do it? I'm trying to. It's like it's a lot more like there's like it's something like that. It's a little bit more higher pitched than the like Minecraft. Oof. It's like but yeah, it's all thanks to the bastard everyone hates, Tommy Tallarico, because he originally made the sound. Yes, it was for a game. I forget what game he made that it was used in, but Roblox just like ripped that sound, and he is now suing them over it.
He's gonna have so many of my middle schoolers pissed off at him. Which is appropriate. Every generation needs to know what their shame is about Tommy Tallarico.
Yeah, no, like pretty much it has nothing to do. It's the game Messiah, I think it is. Yeah, it's from the ending where a baby just goes, "Ugh." Hold on, I'm listening to it.
Oof.
Yeah, there it is. Can you I'll relink it in the podcast channel, and I would like you or I to just play.
It's an important. You got to get the timestamp in there. It's that
it's
moment
right
is
at the beginning. It's right at the beginning of that video. But yeah, it's iconic. It is now way more associated with Roblox than it ever has been with Tommy Tallarico and Messiah. So fuck Tommy Tallarico. Keep it. Hopefully Roblox modders are just like putting it back in. Let's look at this Meta. Let's look at this Meta thing.
Oh, what's new with Meta? Are they, doing really great business and making sound decisions with their business practices?
Everything about them is going totally fine. So apparently, Meta is increasing the price on the Quest VR, Meta Quest headsets.
Oh, because they're going off the shelves so fast, right? It's a supply and demand kind of thing?
No, it's because of their huge losses in the last quarter, and now their 128 gigabyte version, I believe was $299, is now going up to $399, and their 256 gig version is going up to $499. So they're just making them more expensive. It's the same exact product. It's just they're just making them pricier for no reason.
Wow, that doesn't inspire confidence. They're not making
enough money.
It's almost like maybe they rushed into a marketplace they had no idea about, are now sinking in it. They're not sinking the VR marketplace. Yeah. They're just sinking themselves in it. As a little bit. It's a fun joke.
Yeah, Meta is silly. The metaverse is fake. No one believes in it, except for the bastard Mark Zuckerberg. Anyways, let's move on to way better news. John Cena is in Fortnite now. It is official. He is in Fortnite. You can go and play as him right now. You can get a little cool, you know how there's like a shovel starting item? There's one that's his fist and it says, "You can't see me" on it, and you can like wave it in front of your face. It rocks. Good for John Cena. Okay, let's move on to our bigger news stories. Oh yeah, on top of that too, The Undertaker, Asuka, and Xavier Woods are all going to be added to Fall Guys. So WWE, after what has been an extremely tumultuous time, is finally getting out there with more marketing deals. If you didn't know, if you've been living under a rock, Vince McMahon just left the WWE over an investigation which found about $14 million in, or was it $12 million? $12 million in hush money paid out from the company to several women that he supposedly had sexual relations with. Some maybe more consensual than others. So a rough, horrible time for everything going on there, except for the fact that they're doing the most positive thing they could have, which is getting rid of Vince McMahon. I don't think WWE is going to be watchable at any point, even though our good friend of the show, Papa Paul Levesque, is now in charge of creative. But it seems like in the wake of it, or like while this was going on, getting John Cena in Fortnite was a priority. So good for them. Let's move on to our biggest news items. Vox Media is laying off 39 employees due to economic uncertainty. The Vox Media has laid off 39 staffers, which is about a little under 2% of the total headcount of Vox Media, just because things have been going pretty rough for them economically. It's a shame. I know Pat Gill from all of his time on of graciously appearing on the Wrestling on Air podcast. Been friends with him for a while, and seeing him get on Twitter and talk about how they lost what is her name?
Jenna Stever. I
forget who. Yeah, they lost Jenna, and is such a it's such a fucking shot in the foot, because she has been doing really excellent work at Polygon for a long time. She's been doing video production and articles about a lot of relatively basic topics when it comes to getting into understanding games way more critically than most people approach them at. And she does it in a way that's very not talking down to people, but trying to come at them from a very ground up level. And I'll watch her videos, and they're genuinely really good. And it blows my mind that they got rid of her. She's really excellent at this stuff.
She very much is again, thinking back on the work that I have at least seen as well on her end, it very much has that encompassing feeling of the older person that you knew in your life that had a lot of good like groundwork on games, and even if you didn't necessarily, catch up with them later on in life, that initial spark is what sets you on your own journey.
Yeah, this really sucks. This was 39 people is a lot of people, even with a 2,000 person workforce.
Especially with the fact that Vox Media is a unionized space as well. It's the difficult reality, the fact that unionization helps a lot. Getting your workspace organized is a very important step. There are still ways that can still just take heavy blows, and it a part of the ruminations I had seen as well are just the fact that it just feels like at what point does it feel like you actually do get enough out of what you're doing? It's not just layoffs. It's not just these surprise hits because of the fact that an undiscernible something is not performing as well as it should.
Yeah. And to be clear, I don't think these layoffs happen at all because of the unionization efforts that have been happening within the last few years at Vox. The thing that they are majorly citing is it comes 7 months after a merger with Group 9 Media, and usually after a merger like that, there is going to be layoffs no matter what. It's sort of like an unwritten economic rule, really, and that always fucking sucks. This should not be happening. The fact that this still happens today, especially in spaces like these, is fucking horrifying. It sucks. I hate this.
No, it sucks to see just people, friends that I have that work in online media spaces, and the work that they do is good and it's cool, and they are actively making the space better than the other shit that I have to see whenever I go online. But for whatever reason, it's always just a ticking time clock, and it sucks that that has to be the way it is.
Mav, do you feel comfortable talking about the about a woke GTA 6? Are you up on this?
I have a bit of background on it. I can definitely still engage with it, though, because I think there's a lot to get in there, so...
I just wanted to mute my mic and take a big, huge sip before I talk about the other thing.
Fair enough. So, basically, recent events with Rockstar Games, especially around the summer 2020, have had the publisher just thinking about the way that its culture sets things up, and more or less just taking an insular look. What does it look like for us to be the leading presenter of a sandbox game where the whole idea is go do crime, do these sorts of things, go enjoy debauchery, more or less. And since the initial worries about just the way that image is presented, Rockstar is trying to make itself a bit more progressive, a bit more compassionate, and doing away with its boys club mentality. Part of that is going to be hey, how does the payroll look? How does the actual transaction of work into profit look? That's going to be something we take care of eventually. The big thing we want to...
a significant reduction on crunch as well.
Yeah. These things
and
where...
a lot of work, and a bigger transition to work from home as well. It seems like genuinely they're trying to make it just a much better place to work.
Yeah, which but always, a workplace trying to do that, I'm not going to bemoan it. I will say, though, the idea that with Grand Theft Auto 6, we will feature a playable female protagonist for the first time, a Latina that is one of a pair of leading characters, influenced by Bonnie and Clyde.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was part of the story from Bloomberg that talked about it, which is kind of a really silly way to inject that little bit of information in, but it's supposed to be part of the rehabilitation. It's no, don't worry. The next game, we're not going to do we're not going to do as slurs and shit. We're not going to have these really cheap parody things all around the city in GTA. And this time, you're going to play as a girl. You know, it feels very, part of it feels very crass, but on the other part, like, it's GTA, it's Rockstar. They pretty much only know crassness, and like the fact that they're taking any steps to make this a more positive environment is it's a W to me.
Yeah, like, again, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, like the woke Rockstar trying to make this
the woke moralists at Rockstar.
I mean, not only are they making you play a woman, but a brown woman. The wokeness.
That you can choose not to play as if you play as the other character.
I mean, probably not. If it's anything like the last one, you switch between them as they tell the story. But even then,
GT,
like, this has me almost interested in a Grand Theft Auto because it's different.
Yeah, I'm also fairly interested in a Grand Theft Auto, but also it's not going to be as good as Sleeping Dogs to me, buddy.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, when it comes to a narrative perspective of GTA, the thing that you want is just the fact that there's a difference in perspective. San Andreas is good because of the fact that you actually aren't just a white dude with access to so much money trying to do, like, drug busts and whatnot. Bully is good because of the fact that it's like, what if I did GTA in a small town? Mm-hmm. And, like, the
Bully is so
devolved
good
into that. Like, it's less the mechanics themselves and more just how you play around with them. I mentioned Watch Dogs 2 earlier. That one definitely has, I think, you know, it becomes at odds with itself because it's like, it tries to reach this idea of what does it mean to be black and into tech, but it never gets too far into that, and it really just fumbles the bag, I think, when it's like that conversation just gets cut short because of the way like events transpire. Like GTA 6, you know, I have no idea, because it could literally be anything. Do I hear an accent in that character, like, from minute one? I don't know. And I'm not really going to comment on that in terms of, like, good or bad representation, because, honestly, when it comes to being Latinx, there's a lot of ways to fucking be that. Because it doesn't mean anything. It does. But this is coming from someone that has explored that identity, that has, like, more or less been the thing that, like, is a part of them so much now. And I'm just coming at it from, like, dog, we're just trying to make buy, because, oh man, when we're talking about post-colonial development and existence, do we know about the idea of being a post-colonial people?
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be pretty funny if they say, we got a Latina, and they just cast, like, a white if they cast Ariana Grande.
Oh, boy. Oh, Christ. She's in. All right. Thank you so much for your help with that, Mav, as I've been mentally preparing myself for this next story, which you might have heard about if you spent any time on the internet this week and you are at all familiar with the game Nier Automata. So, about a few months ago, this user named Sad Futago posted a couple screenshots with a couple off his phone pictures saying, "How does my friend get to the church? He tried to get to the door and it's not opening." And it's just a couple pictures of A2 standing in a weird church in the same kind of textured area as the copied city, which is just like a plain white like texture. And no one really paid too much attention to this. A little while later, a month ago, he posted a video also recorded off of his phone of him approaching this door and then opening it in the middle of this weird wall in the copied city. And it's strange, like, this doesn't at the same time, no one really paid attention to this as well, because it was, again, it's recorded off of a phone. There are ways to, like, copy this. There are plausible ways in which this could have been fake. And then last week, I think, when exactly was it that this first post went up? I'm on Sad Futago's Reddit page. let me find the exact date of the first video. 6 days ago. So this would have been last Sunday from when we're recording. It is currently a nice Saturday evening. Last Sunday, he posted a video of him playing as A2, going up to this door, the same door from the previous video. It is now captured with actual screen capture technology, and he goes through a weird, inexplicable door, down a ladder, finds another door, opens it up to an inexplicable hallway. And then the video just cuts off. And this video made everyone go fucking crazy, because pretty much immediately people within the modding community were like, that's not possible. You can't do that. No one can do this in mods right now. Whoever did this might have somehow just, I don't know, jumped. If this is faked, then whoever did this somehow jumped, made modding jump ahead by an entire decade of progress. So the hunt began. It was posted by someone who also posted the last real secret that was found in Nier, Lance McDonald, who made a great video about it. You should go check that one out as well. I forget exactly what it was, but it's I don't remember exactly what it is, but you can just search up the last secret in Nier. I'm sure you'll find it. But he posted the clip to this. Everyone went nuts. Everyone was divided on, is this real? Is this fake? There are a bunch of hypotheses. This could not be people posited this is probably not in the Nier engine. They could have just ported this to Unreal. But within this video, he's actually doing combat with robots and doing a bunch of motions that you if you were going to recreate this in another engine, you would have to get all the values down perfectly, which is not implausible. It's not an impossible thing to do. It would just take years of work to pull off for what would essentially be a deepfake. And other people pointed out that hey, some of these textures look like they might be they don't look as visually consistent as the rest of this. There's something to the way it's presented that feels like a little amateur. But the other prevailing theory was this is a really old version of the game, and this area, and he's playing on an unpatched PS4 disc, and whatever is here is old cut content that no one ever found. So the hunt began to find the door, and people went fucking crazy. Every single person jumped in to be I'm gonna go find this door. Couldn't find it. There were people doing out of bounds work to try and figure out is it plausible that this is there? Is there other stuff in this location that could at all be similar to this? No one found. There were some small pieces of evidence that lined up with it, but nothing came anything close to finding this weird door in the middle of a wall to a room that doesn't exist. So eventually, the modding community just kind of figured out whatever is going on here. The only person who actually has any kind of access to it is this sad Futago person who seemingly is a teenage boy in British Columbia who keeps posting these updates weirdly in Japanese time. So the next prevailing theory was this is someone with a dev kit who is making these things in order to fuck with people, or it's viral marketing for a new Nier Drakengard thing or whatever. And then you know how the internet goes. Pretty much everyone's being Yoko Taro is doing this. He's doing this to us. He is torturing us. Whatever is happening is going to be a new Nier Drakengard thing. And that is what got everyone riled up for what this mystery is. Why is this happening? How does this exist? Anyways, ever since data miners could not find the could not find any evidence of the door or the church or the weird hallway that twists in a weird, unnatural way. No one found any evidence of it in the game. The consensus was that modding this in is like not possible because a lot of these assets are brand new. A lot of it is reused. Like there are voice lines that are used that are just from other parts of the game. There's like, you know, there's parts of it where it doesn't seem to have the same kind of polish as the rest of the game. But you know, as soon as people figured that out, like all that you could really do is wait for Sad Futago, who, if you couldn't tell by now, the name, the word Futago is Japanese for twin, which there's a lot of important twin imagery in the Nier series, especially Automata, and these twins do get sad. So that sort of hinted to people, maybe this isn't as legit as people think it is. So over the course of the week, Futago in the last few days kept posting video update after video update, because every single time one of these videos would come out, there'd be a detail that the seemingly 13-year-old boy from British Columbia couldn't figure out, because he's really bad at playing this video game, guys. And then people from the community would tell him, no, you have to go do this. You have to be 9S so you can open this chest. And then they open the chest, and boy, does it seem to have some information about Yona from Nier Replicant in it. And then you got to walk up to this fountain. Oh, wow, the fountain has the same choices from Nier Replicant in it, but it's all in Japanese for some reason, even though this is an English version of the game. So people just kept like giving him these answers until, or like people kept feeding him these answers, which people liken this to an ARG. I don't necessarily think it's that, because that would involve a lot more searching. People did find some weird stuff in other places, but nothing that lined up anything. It really lined up with this. And then eventually, Futago seemingly dropped the act, posted some screenshots of their 9S in a weird blank void with intoners, which are the boss from Drakengard 3, like the final boss, I believe. And all of this led to him updating his profile with a link to a Twitch stream. And then and then it also said finale. And everyone waited with bated breath on a Wednesday night, or was it Thursday night? I forget which one. Everyone waited with bated breath until way late at like 3 a.m. He finally played his video. His 9S went to the church. He killed the weird boss that was there very, very handily, way better than Sad Futago ever has in the past. He went and answered the questions from the little chalice thing, did it perfectly, and then went into the big room with the intoners, and then revealed, hey, all of this was in fact modded into the game, and I am going to, this was done as a collective effort, from years of work by several modders. We've been keeping it on the down low, and we are releasing the tools to do more advanced modding on this game as open source for everyone to try and recreate this. And of course, the church will be playable, but that's a whole other thing. It's a tiny little tease of content for what is realistically an actual real tangible thing for the Nier modding community. It is a genuine technological step forward. We're probably going to be seeing a lot more cool and interesting things out of Nier modding within the next few months, or like years, or even. But the fact that it was all part of this weird ass like ARG-ish thing, that the guys behind it definitely got way deep in over their heads on in terms of like promoting this thing. Like they genuinely did not expect this to get anywhere near as huge as it did. But you know, the internet loves a good mystery, and I'm glad it didn't make a Drakengard remake, but I'm glad it resulted in something like real and cool and tangible for people to enjoy.
Yeah, that's an incredible roller coaster ride of emotions, even from the beginning, because the very first thing people thought when they saw this is like, oh, this is some weird mod, until they had to unpack
bullshit.
That, wait, mods can't do this. We don't have anything like this. And so, like, there's just this wave that you go on all the way to the end when you're like, oh, we were right all along. It's just mods. Oh, wait, mods couldn't do this. Amazing.
Yeah. There are definitely people that were like, ugh, no Drakengard remake. This sucks. Whatever. And it's like, fuck
this
off.
Is better than that, I would argue.
I don't know if I would call it better, but it's still like an actual real substantial thing compared to like other times people do dumb ARGs like this, and then it's like, okay, ARG over, goodbye.
Yeah, it's like they pushed the modding scene for a game forward like 5 years in the span of a week, which...
Well, they've been working on it way longer than a week.
Well, let's be real. I mean, you know what I mean. Like, this is literally everyone in the modding community that wasn't involved in this project going, this is impossible. This can't be a mod because we don't have the ability to do that. And, you know, it's a wild thing that, you know, now we'll see, you know, just...
This is also, the timing couldn't be better for this, because there's a side effect of all of this is that you just introduced a whole lot of people to modding a game that, you know, wouldn't be the first on your list as like a thing that you can really interact with. But now people have the tools right in front of them to go, oh, I can manipulate Nier Automata. What else can I do? That's some incredible power. Yeah. And guess what day it is? That's right. August, baby. The time when every kid is in summer break right now with all the time in the world.
They're gonna add so many Among Us levels.
There's a lot of potential here. It's really cool.
So
like, this is all in net good.
Very important question. Do any of this make 2B ass fatter?
Totally. I mean, you could totally make 2B's ass fatter already. Like, swapping in models was already possible. The character models. The thing that was like potentially impossible was adding new map assets. So you totally could have already had a 2B that just has like an absolute fat, huge ass, way bigger than it already is. Even more polygons added.
But now you can put a church inside it.
Yeah, you could. You could do that.
All right, guess it wasn't
right in the church of that ass.
Okay, as long as it's not a complete waste, you know. I'm just saying.
Yep.
I do want to note that while I was watching this live stream at 3 a.m., I did have the chat open. It was absolutely unhinged. You couldn't read anything anyone was saying because most of it was filled with people posting ASCII art of the Among Us with a huge penis.
Of course. Yes.
The classic.
And that, you know, that's just something you come to expect from things like this. All right.
I mean, that's just Twitch in a nutshell.
All right, so that's all of our news. Thank you so much, all of us, for indulging in my horrible Nier fantasy. Let's move on to our questions. We have questions. Okay, God, okay. If you want to send us a question, you can always send them to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You can sound a lot like Cello Buster ass. If you've been tasked with recording the replacement to the Roblox oof sound effect, you've been tasked with recording your replacement to the Roblox oof sound effect. Let's hear your best shot. We kind of already did this, but I want to get everyone's in here. Hit me with your oofs. Oof. Come on, don't be shy. I want to hear your oofs.
All right. Back me up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, I have expired, and it is time for me to leave this bricked earth.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mine would go, go. You add like an echo reverb effect to it, so you do like a cool death cry. Solon, give me your oof.
Oh, here's mine. Fuck!
Lorelai, do you have an oof for me?
Was I muted when I gave the oof?
Okay, that one's good. Yeah, no, I didn't hear an oof. That's good. I like that one.
I think Discord ate it up. It was just too good. They kept it.
I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at my waveform and I am kicking myself in the head.
No, that's fair.
That's
fair.
talented.
Yeah, that's cool. Now we'll have a bunch of oofs happening all at once. I mean, that's going to be fun to mix. Oh my god, there's a cat outside. Holy shit.
Is it your cat outside?
There was a total...
Oh my
No, not our black
good.
cat. There was like a totally black cat outside just walking around.
Cool.
Did my cat
That rocks.
teleport over there?
I don't know. Do you let your cat outside?
I mean, yeah.
Probably shouldn't do that. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your cats, but like, they can be... This was another news story, is that cats have been classified as an invasive species.
Officially? Amazing.
Yeah. You should keep your cats indoors, or like give them very limited outdoor time and outdoor space. Don't let them go out and kill tons of wildlife. Not to judge you or anything. Like, I used to live with cats that we let outdoors all the time. They were very happy to go outdoors. They had a lot of fun, but also it's like, I don't think I will ever do that again personally. All right. Our next question comes from Anonymous asks, do you think James Gandolfini would have liked AI the Somnium Files?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
1000%. Because
what do you think? What do you think he would have said about it?
Well, they've got the most accurate portrayal of organized crime members in the syndicates. And so when he gets to the Yakuza sections and the Yakuza guys are just like, oh, I love A-Set, my favorite idol. She's my favorite idol of all of them. James Gandolfini would just kind of like knowingly nod sagely. Yes.
A lot of the guys, they were listening to Britney when this was coming out, They were all about that Gaga.
Along that same line, another Anonymous asks, what would your ideal AI eyeball waifu for solving crimes be like?
What would your ideal AI eyeball
waifu?
You know what we're missing? The newest person, Tama, she's kind of got like a seafaring, she's got like a fun hat on, kind of looking like a JoJo's character. Cool. We need a cowboy eyeball. Now that we can add like accents to it, Aiba, Tama, they're cool, but they're not cowboys. If you had a cowboy waifu, I think it'd be very fun.
Howdy, y'all. You got 6 minutes in that brain pan before you turn into goo.
Right? I'm saying.
I'm thinking about the gelatinous form, because I actually have a friend who's been doing a lot of art, because she is fucking obsessed, understandably so, with AI. But part of it is, making these like little equivalents or like eyeball like OCs, but in like the gelatinous form. And I'm just thinking, okay, we got a little hamster, we got lady with hip and boob.
Yep.
I could see mine being like hamster's already good is the thing, but I don't just want to like immediately copy that. Maybe like a little dog.
You know what would fit the format perfectly? An axolotl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just a little round guy.
I'm thinking like about the size of like a wappy dog, but it's just like that form with like the one eyeball.
That's so funny. You talking about OCs reminded me that one of the games that I played this week, actually, I forgot about this completely. I played a Super Mario 64 hack that was called Super Cream the Rabbit 64.
Okay. All right.
And it was chock full. Besides being a really good hack and a very good mod of the whole thing, they give you like Cream the Rabbit from Sonic Advance, like the moveset along with Mario's moveset, which makes some wacky things happen. Because you can just now fly for a short amount of time.
That's pretty good.
They also filled it with people's Sonic OCs. And at the beginning of every level, there would be like 2 signposts, one for the credits of everyone's OCs, and the second one would be a detailed description of every person's OCs and what their relation to Cream the Rabbit is. It was really cute. Just full of these like delightful, like well-storied characters that all spread the gamut of like characters that could definitely be in Super Mario 64 as well as the Sonic universe. Because the stakes are just so low in both of those, in the Super Mario 64 universe. It's like, yeah, they're all just hanging out in this castle, inside these paintings, having a good time. Okay.
Our next question comes from Shoeless. Shoeless asks, before he is released, you have an opportunity. Design Fred Flintstone's moveset for multiverses. Ooh. I'm thinking, side B, or side A, Big Smash Attack, is going to be him, I forget whose move it is in Smash Brothers, but it's the one where he like pulls out like a big like ball or a big weight or something, and then just drops it on the ground. I think it's actually
Villager.
Kirby.
Villager, yeah. No, the villagers like pull it out from the side and then drop it. Like he pulls out a big old like bowling ball or something. I want him to have that exact move, except it's just a huge plate of brontosaurus ribs.
That was exactly what I was thinking. That was the first thing I thought too. Yep.
I was going to say his ultimate is going to be him rolling across the arena with in his car, foot-powered car, and if he hits someone, then the giant brontosaurus rib falls down and crushes them as well, so they get hit by the car and the giant brontosaurus ribs before they get sent flying.
I was thinking the car could be like his movement tech, like for his special. And it's like you hit a side B, his car just appears out of nowhere, and he just like he charges it for a bit and then just like moves far forward. And you can do it in midair, and it can be like extra movement tech.
I'm thinking of like a Captain Falcon Final Smash. That is Fred hitting, like, you just have the close-up of him running full speed, and he's just like, go, my Stone Age car. He never fucking names it. His famous catchphrase, I'm Fred Flintstone.
Well, the problem with multiverses is that it doesn't have like ultimate final smash attacks. Like it really should have that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I would love oh man, it would be really cool if they had like versions of those that are like team ups too, between like two guys on your team. I would love to see LeBron and Bugs running down the ramp, like passing a ball to each other, you know? I think like what would be really cool is like one of his smashes could be like him pulling out like a bird who does like a couple like beak pecks, and then it just says it's a lemon, and then flies away.
He doesn't have an entire Tom and Jerry mechanic, but part of it is him having to deal with the saber-toothed cat that is trying to kick him out of the house. And then like he has a punch combo that is like as if you were the door that he goes pounding on while he's screaming, Wilma!
That's his auto combo. It's just bang, bang, bang.
It's a good rival for the two Cujos.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then like all of his costumes are based on all the different like personas that he's had.
Yeah. And I would also like Barney in this game, but he just has like a katana or something. Like, you know, he gets a huge sword. This is good. They should pay us for this because we're fucking landing it.
Is Captain Caveman Warner's?
Yeah, that's like a Hanna-Barbera property also.
Our last question comes from Matt Wideboy. Wideboy asks, you are given the opportunity to have an item soul-bound to each of your hands and have the ability to have them appear in them just by willing them into existence. The rules are that you cannot choose a personal item such as your keys. The items must be able to fit in a human hand. And if you need two hands to effectively use the item such as a baseball bat, it takes up both slots. Given this information, which item or items would you choose to soul-bound to your hands, and why?
Hot sauce.
Yeah, get a little hot sauce so you can always put some on that bad boy.
Yeah, get a nice little hot sauce going on one hand.
What's in your other hand?
Gun.
Yeah, that works.
Easy. Like, are you kidding me?
Hot sauce and gun.
Once for pleasure, once for pain, all in all, you're going on the hell train.
Perfectly spiced hot wing.
And perfectly spiced
perfectly spiced you.
And a perfectly spiced gun.
This is,
or maybe a knife. I think I'd rather have a knife.
Does your hot sauce run out, or does it refill after each use? Does it refill over time?
I figure that I can have it, like, refill if it's, like, soulbound.
Like if I have an infinite perfectly spiced hot wing.
Does it cool? Like, I'm asking, is it the kind of thing where it's like you put some hot sauce and then you put it away and then you pull it out again and it's immediately refilled, or is it like on a cooldown?
I can see it as like on a cooldown. Like, again, assuming like we never talk about the durability of soulbound items.
Well, no, because they're always coming back to you.
Exactly. So I figured that I have, like, for the most part, infinite sauce capabilities and infinite bullets. I will say...
You just said gun. You didn't say bullet.
Well, come on.
No, I like the idea that you have to, before you summon it with your soulbound item, you do have to reload them. You have to fill them up. You have to give them the, like, stuff that you need. And for the hot sauce, you literally have to just sit over the hot sauce bottle and drip another hot sauce bottle into your soulbound hot sauce bottle.
No. I think the hot sauce bottle refilling over time on its own is fine, but I think pulling out a gun and then immediately having a full clip is like maybe a little OP.
So you want me to have a bandolier? Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. No, you should have tons of clips on you ready to shove into your soul gun.
That's fine. That's cool. That's actually epic.
It's actually sick as hell.
That's actually dope shit. So you know what? Thank you for helping me workshop this.
Now your OC is ready to go, and you can start looking for commissions.
God, you're not wrong though.
What's everyone else's soulbound items?
I gotta go with the classics, the things you can't go without. Give me a towel. Give me a bucket.
Okay.
A bucket and a towel.
Bucket and towel. Interesting. Because how would you use these? So
buckets for sitting on, obviously. You can just sit anywhere you want. But also if you need to move liquids, if you need to...
Does it say you can remove the soulbound item from your hand?
I could
choose a personal item.
If it's attached to my hand, I could still sit on it. It's just under my butt.
I guess.
Towel, to, tried and true, do anything with. Hand. And I'd be like Dad's best friend, because I could always just wash your car just on the fly.
Like, is it a flat bucket, or is it like a 5-gallon bucket that has the ring on the bottom? Because sitting on your hand is going to be uncomfortable then.
Yeah, the 5-gallon bucket, one of those big guys.
Are you able to carry that with one hand? That's an explicit rule.
Yeah, and you use it with one hand.
Sure?
Too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's got a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, it gets a little heavy when you fill it with water, but you can still carry it with one hand.
When it's empty,
I guess the bucket unfilled.
Yeah, I'm not asking for it to be filled with anything crazy. Yeah, just saying.
Now, does your
perfectly useful?
Does your other item, your washcloth, your napkin, what was it?
My towel,
a hand towel.
Yeah,
your hand towel. Does your hand towel come pre-soaked in anything, or is it just a straight up normal hand towel?
Does it end up in whatever goop it was last used for? Does that just kind of get carried with it?
Well, what would be the ideal scenario for you?
The ideal scenario is that if I suddenly needed to, you find yourself in a full buffet. It's dinner, you got the buffet, but you've already eaten your fill. The idea is that maybe I can just put it all in the bucket and then teleport it later, and then the restaurant doesn't know that they just got duped.
Okay, so your bucket is a storage option.
Yeah.
That's interesting. See, the way I think about it is because the bucket itself is what's soulbound, nothing else would be able to come with it. You're saying it would be it would almost be what the hell's it called? What's that D&D thing that's infinite storage or whatever?
Right, a portable hole or something like that.
Yeah, like a portable something. I forget. But you would essentially try to use it like that. See, I think if you try to use it like that, you stick a whole bunch of things into your bucket. This is your first time ever trying it, and then you unsummon your bucket. All the food from the bucket just spills on the floor.
I just do this Tyler 1 spaghetti ass showing. Or I just throw food all over the place because I'm an idiot. That sounds about right.
And that's where you learn the rules of the bucket.
That's the rules of the bucket.
That could also be good for our LeBron section of Multiverses, which I imagine, you know what? Kind of like LeBron, like, it seems like he has a basketball soul bound to him in that game.
Yes, he does.
So that's cool. Lorelai, what are your soul bound items?
Like I already answered. But then again, if it's not an endlessly recharging, perfectly spiced hot wing.
Oh, you just want the wing itself?
Yeah, so that I can eat it.
So you never go hungry.
And then
okay,
reach into my soul-bound pocket again and eat another. And hey, there's 8 perfectly spiced hot wings.
I think that's totally fair. That's a great choice.
You do the wing, and then you unsummon it when it's a bone, and you summon it back, and it comes back as a full wing.
You just throw it off to the side, and you gotta... It's like, how is this person killing this many chickens to get all these wings? It's like, I'm not.
That's genius.
I just... But...
What's your other item? Yeah, you have 2, or you can do 1 2-handed item.
Well,
is a wing a 2-handed item? Because those things get real messy.
But,
it's true. A wing could be classified as a 2-handed item.
The other hand is going to be a wet nap.
That's smart.
So I get the perfectly spiced wings.
You're fully committed to the wing build.
I get the, and it's big wings too. Not like
you've optimized your cooldown so that the wings reappear as quickly as possible. And you have your napkins ready to go.
And they're big wings too. It's not that crap you get at Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever. It's the big, meaty, good sized. Hey, you eat 8 of these, and that might be even too much for a big meal.
You've leveled up the meat stat a bunch. You've got you're doing full wing maxing here with your special powers. It's a good build. I respect it. That's cool. I like where you're going with that. I am still having trouble deciding. Part of me just wants a sword. It's so. What's fucking cool is when you summon a sword. That kicks ass.
Yep. Yep.
But I don't know how realistically I'm going to use a sword every day. And it feels like if I'm just walking around being normal, if I'm at a party, pulling out the sword is just a parlor trick at that point. And it's right. I want something that I know I'm going to use.
What if the closest adjacent thing that I can think of that is as cool as the sword and, you can summon it. What about a guitar?
Then I'd have to learn to play guitar.
Summon the axe.
That would be pretty cool. That would be honestly sick as hell and dope.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I want something a little bit more practical. Something I know I'm going to use no matter what.
Box cutter.
For all the boxes that I'm cutting.
Easy portable blade is all I'm saying.
I've been thinking about this the whole time, and I still can't nail it down. This is tough.
What about a skillet? We haven't had any cooking implements or anything.
It's true. You get a lot of good use out of skillet. You can... Yeah, it's got its weapon viability.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. You can just bang people with it. It's good for cooking. You could add some extra. You could upgrade it, add some extra stats. Make it stainless steel. Make it so it never degrades.
Yep.
There are a lot of upgrades you could add to it. That's pretty good. I think if you were going with that build, you would probably want a spatula in the other hand.
Yep.
Or maybe a ring of different cooking utensils. You get a spatula or a spoon or other shit you could put there. Maybe you wouldn't put a knife on a ring. I feel like that's a way to do some harm you don't want to do. There's a lot you can do with this
one
power.
more. This is a very cool question and all. There's one other idea. We haven't considered the kendo stick.
Hit me.
The kendo stick, which takes up 1 slot. It's one of those weapons where you can wield it in one hand, and so you can have 2 kendo sticks, which is important because unlike all the other weapons or things that we have weaponized that seem like, it would really ruin a party, or it would change the dynamic of the party in a drastic way. When you summon 2 kendo sticks, that's enough for a party to practice kendo with.
Well, I feel like I guess this isn't written in the rules, but I feel like if you summon a soulbound item, it's not, you can't like remove it from your hand.
Why not?
Anything.
Hand it to a friend. It's still soulbound, but they can use it.
It's your as soon as it like gets removed from your hand, it just disappears.
Oh,
you know?
Nah, I don't buy that.
I think I think that should be part of the rules easily.
But then
I don't buy
it loses the charm of leaving endless giant chicken wing bones around.
I get like in my mind, the chicken wing just like refills into a new wing.
Yeah, but you'd have to unsummon it and then summon it again, and the only way to unsummon it is just to throw it off to the side.
Hold on, I didn't get this. This is a very important caveat to your power. Are the wings flat or drums?
Oh, can you mix them? Is that even an option?
You can't mix them. It has to be. They're going to be the drums because those have the most. Like those are the big ones.
Yeah,
those are the better ones. There are people who like flats more than drums,
like the
and I think they're insane.
But I would rather have the drum because there's more meat on that bone.
Do you think that if you had the infinite wing power, you would sometimes still order flat-only wings just to have the flat wing experience?
And you know, every once in a while you want a wing of a different spice. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like, yes, it's perfectly spiced, so it's perfect. But sometimes you just want a mild wing or an extra spicy one just to kick it up a notch.
So you wouldn't even, like, get it naked and then, like, toss it in something else. You would just, like, always have it as a buffalo.
Exactly. It's always perfectly spiced, perfectly cooked, perfectly basted, so there's no risk of me eating raw chicken. Yeah, I don't want that. It's got to be it's a magic, perfectly cooked, perfectly spiced wing.
Okay, I know what I want in my offhand.
Yeah.
I want, I hesitate to, like, say Stream Deck or something, but I want, like, something along those lines that's just, like, a little device, and then you hit it, and it just plays, like, a perfect, like, Minecraft, or Roblox, sound effect. So, like, a whole bunch of different sound effects along those lines.
Wait a minute. You want a keyboard, a, like, Casio keyboard in your hand that has all of the sound effects on it. Between you and me,
like a smaller handheld one.
Between you and me, we just made the Strong Bad bit where he turns his hand into a bucket and a Casio keyboard.
It's true.
That's the Grinder Boys, baby.
Grinderboys.bandcamp.com. You could buy all of our music there. I think that's a podcast. How does everyone feel about the podcast?
I'm still thinking,
like we just potted a pretty good podcast.
I think that was decent.
Do bar wings count as a two-handed item?
I think we went over okay, here's the thing. Drums, one-handed.
Of course. Absolutely.
Flats, two-handed.
Yes.
That's why you don't want a flat. You want the drum for the one-hand optimization. All of it makes sense.
Yep. Shit. Flats are always two-handed. That's messed up. That's unfair. That's hard to come across. You can't beat that.
Thank you so much for listening to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. My name is Scott. I'm Scott Blah on Twitter. You can follow everyone else. Solon, where can we find you?
Find me at ChorbySP. That's where I live, on Twitch or on Twitter. I'm on co-host. You can find me as Solon there. That's a fun place.
Oh, wow.
It's a cool spot.
I got Scott B on co-host, but I didn't do anything with it yet.
They literally just had an event where they made a GIF that plays the entirety of Pokemon Blue as an MMO, and so everyone was touching this GIF, and they beat the entirety of Pokemon Blue as a website. Just all of co-hosts.
That rocks.
And they beat it with a Garchomp and 5 Rowlets.
A Garchomp in Pokemon Blue.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened. You know, really, once the moment you get across that a GIF can be an entire video game that everyone plays, there's really no more limits after that. It was unbelievable.
Are you up to anything, Solon?
Me? I'm up to so many things, but I'm taking a break right now after Grinder Boys. That was
okay. So you're not up to stuff. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think my next event is we're gonna shoot for until we beat what is the Evil East game that's not titled Final Fantasy. It's
Vagrant Story?
Vagrant Story, yes. That is what we're going to do next weekend
that's
is until we beat Vagrant Story.
You'll have fun. Maverick, where can we find you?
People can go ahead and find me on Twitter at Mavsplania. That's at MAVSPLANIA. And I don't know, man. I'm just trying to keep stuff going. I might have some stuff cooking on the website soon. Made a purchase that I am slowly whittling my way through as I make a full recovery.
Word. Cool. Sounds good. Lorelai, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Judgment Scythe. About to actually start streaming within the next week or so. I can't wait.
It's time. Yes.
It's time. It's time. But yeah.
And if you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/VGCC. All of our content is it's $3 a month for all of our content a week early, which includes our anime podcast, Unlimited Railworks, and a brand new season of The Starlight Car. We got a couple episodes cooking. There's one up right now for with oh boy, I forgot the name. It's for the game The Fermi Paradox. You can go ahead and listen to that now, and it's going to be free for everyone this next Thursday. We're alternating between Unlimited Railworks and Starlight Car while all these new episodes come out. So that's cool. You can find all of our content at videogamechoochoo.com. We're on Twitter at VGChoochoo, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com, facebook.com/videogamechoochoo, youtube.com/videogamechoochoo, twitch.tv/VGChoochoo, where I'm going to try and do more silly streams. Now that I am in a spot where I have like a relatively good amount of free time, I can just sit down and play more weird stuff, and hopefully I can do something cool again. I would love to do that. We're on, and you can join our Discord at any time at thegamezone.zone. If that link doesn't work, just go to our website. We'll have the link there directly. And our theme song is Crush off the album Magic is Real by Melt Channel. You can follow their act and the act Magic Circuit at meltchannel.bandcamp.com and magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. That is everything for the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. I'm trying to think if we have other content coming up, but I think it's largely those podcasts. Yeah, I'm also still slowly working on Secret Project. That one's real. It's happening. It's more real than it ever has been. I promise.
The Near Church 2.
Yeah, I'm making the Near Church for real. I'm doing it in real life.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Good night. Bang.